Living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to
And welcome back to Hand Collectibles for another Fanhome review and tutorial. And as you can see, we are back with the Fast and Furious Toyota Supra, the Mark IV Toyota Supra from the original Fast and Furious film. As always, please do like and subscribe to the channel, it really does help. So as you can see, we've got issue 59 and issue 60 in this video, and 59 and 60's parts. So we've got a bit more of the intercooler section and some pipes, and looks like an engine brace to put on in these two issues. So without further ado, let's delve into issue 59 first. So here we have issue 59's parts. As you can see, it's a nice intercooler with a nice bit of detail. I wonder if we'll actually get to see this through the front, not like the other one, the fluid line one, where we don't get to see that at all. So we've got a nice bit of intercooler to build there. Let's have a look through the book like we normally do. A bit about the Toyota Seeker. Pretty cool. The Toyota Sierra, maybe that's called. Not familiar with that one at all. Owen Shaw, a character in the Fast and Furious franchise. As you can see, intercooler part 1. Then putting this together. Then we're going to be adding this to the chassis of the car as well. Okay, so here are all the bits for issue 59 laid out, and as you can see, we've got this main intercooler bit, we've got a front and back section. It's lovely, look at that. It's a really nice bit of detail. There's two little black brackets, maybe some side parts of the intercooler. Got some TP screws and some CP screws. So not a whole lot to do in this one, but I'm sure it's going to take us a bit while because we're going to be bolting this actually into the main chassis of the car as well. Okay, so the first step is we're going to take the intercooler. So as you can see, with the main intercooler pipes bending outwards and back away from you, we're going to take the main logo part of the intercooler. I'm going to push this into place in the center. I'm going to turn this over like so, and this is going to be held in with 4 TP screws. So you gather in, I'll go in through these holes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that into place. Let's get them. There's that one in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, where the mounting holes are. Don't go too tight with this because it is just a plastic part. Don't want to break it. Unwind them a little bit. Don't want to put any unnecessary pressure on that. There we go. It's just to stop that moving about. That's that part. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in these two parts, and literally these are going to be a push fit on the outsides of the intercooler. So they're the back part where the intercooler sits, like so. There we go. Then we're going to bring this in here, which is the part of the intercooler. I'm going to have to just trim that off. There's a little bit of extra residue there. just cut that off first. Okay, so just trim that little bit off. Now what you can see is down the bottom here, you've got these two little tabs here. If you look on the back of this intercooler, it's also got them two little tabs. So that tells you which way this goes round. And like I say, it's just a push fit. Just going to push this into place, like so. Make sure it's all nice. There we go. Really cool looking, look at that. And the next step is, we're going to flip this up this way, and we're going to put them two little brackets on here, and they're going to be held in with CP screws. Okay, so the next step is we're going to bring in these two little black brackets, like so. And then what we're going to do is we are going to screw these in with CP screws. There's one. Now when you're putting these in, I think the idea is we don't do them up very tight because they're going to need to move about when this is in situ in the car. They're going to need to go swivel out and they need to go underneath a bracket. That's one in. Get the other CP screw as well. Line the hole up. Okay, so the idea is, got a bit tighter with that one probably, but when they're in place, they're just going to swing out and they're going to go underneath a bracket, and then we're going to screw all this into place. Okay, so I think what's left to do is actually bring the main part of the chassis back in. Okay, so here's the main part of the chassis back in, and what we're going to do is we'll just fold these in. We'll drop this down into here, and then, like I said, these should just fold out and drop underneath there, like so. So both will just be underneath them two holes, one there, like that. Okay, so the next step is now we are going to turn the car back over, like so. There we go. And then them two little brackets are right down here, and we're going to go straight down this hole. Screw these two brackets in with two CP screws. So I've brought out my longer screwdrivers. Not sure which one yet will be the best one for it, but I need to get down far enough, obviously without damaging any of the car. Tuck that in now because that's really getting on my nerves, that. Okay, so I've put the two CP screws in, so I don't know if you can see them, but yeah, look, right down there and there. Screw them in from this top side. So now I'm going to spin the body back over, and then we're just going to tighten them lugs up on the underside now. There we go. And we'll just tighten these up now. It's all in place. Stop that moving about. There we go. So that's the underside there as well. So that's them two lugs there. Roll the body back over. There we go. The main part of the engine back. That brings us in this issue. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so here we have issue 60 and issue 60's parts. So as you can see, we've got some intercooler pipes. We've got an engine brace to put on. We've got some more lead pipes to put on. Hopefully this is like the last of them underneath the engine. Move that to one side. There's quite a bit to do in this one by the looks of it. Have a look through the book. So, Toyota Supra, the new shaped one. A bit more about racing history. At the top of the DTM trophy. London speeding through the city. Such a cool model. I think Greenlight did a 1/18 scale version of this one, which is the Dodge Charger Daytona with a Daytona nose cone on it. So it was a Dodge Charger with the extra nose cone and the extra wing. Love these little exhaust pipes coming through the rear arch. It's a really cool looking car. And there we go, intercooler part 2, so quite a lot to do in this one. And there we go. Yep, we are putting the strut on as well. What it'll look like when it's complete. Okay, so here are all the parts for issue 60 laid out, and as you can see, got some FP screws, some IM screws, big see-through lead, 2 blue leads, some intercooler pipes, the brace connector points from the car. We've got a metal brace that goes across the engine, little stickers here, obviously have an intercooler pipe there as well. Okay, so the first part we need is this one, which is 60G and 60H, and on the underneath you'll see there is a D-fit for this. That's just a push-in D-fit, so them two bits go together. Now I don't know if it's worth, maybe we'll spin the car around. Okay, so if we look down this, it is a D-shaped hole, so, and it does go on, I think of a, get these, I'll flick this up, you'll see just here is where it bolts onto, and then there's a hole here, that's where it should line up with. So let's try and get this on. Okay, so we push it on as far as we can, then just get the back end of the tweezers underneath it and then just lift it onto the pipe like so. So lift it up onto the pipe. Once you've got it, this is the angle it should sit at. Okay, that was a lot harder than it needed to be. Now we're pretty much going to play like connect the pipes. So I believe this now should connect to this one through there, and then this one next to the underneath of here, and then onto there. Might be worth putting a bit of glue on some of these just so they all stay together. But yeah, that's how that sits. I'll show you. It comes through there, down there. That's where I think I must put a bit of glue in that one, just to hold that one together. Sorry, yeah, there. A bit of glue in that one. It runs through there, down there, around there, and then onto this front intercooler pipe here. Okay, so this is part 60i, so it's like a top hose, and it drops down in this gap here between the engine and the radiator, and it fits onto the throttle body. So it's a D-shaped fitting, so it only fits on one way. Just push this into place, get my tweezers, so I can just push it into place without damaging the part. And there we go, and it just drops down in between the engine and the radiator. Okay, so we've now got part 60J, and this is going to connect to that pipe that we just put in, and it's going to connect to the opposite side of the intercooler at the front. So just both are push fitting. We'll push it onto the intercooler first, then we'll hold the hose from the other side from the top of the engine, and we'll just push this down from the bottom of the engine into that plastic hose, and there you go. So just before I turn the car right over, I'll give you a closer look at that pipe we've just put in. As you can see, connected to the intercooler at front, and then that hose that fits onto the top of the engine. There we go, and we'll move on with the next stage. Okay, so we've got these two blue hoses, which I think are 60L, so two of these, and a little connector, 60K, which is a nitrous connector, so it's going to go on the end of these two hoses. And then these two hoses, the other end, are going to fit on the underneath of the nitrous tanks. There's two little nipples on the underneath of the nitrous tank where they go. So now I glued my nitrous tank in, so I might have to just kind of just move it about, give it a wiggle. I only tapped it in with a little bit of glue. I'll just move it about a little bit and then just pull it out of place, just so I can put the two leads on the underneath because they are directly on the underside of the nitrous oxide tanks. Okay, so what I've done is I've just pulled it out of place. It's only tacked in a little bit of glue, so there you go. I fitted the two wires to the underneath of the NOS cylinders. So I'll now put this in place. So as you can see, they've got the two nipples on the underneath. They were quite difficult to get to. You'd never would have got to it if you kept this part in place, this bracket in place. What I'll do is I'll now put a bit of glue back on this and I'll get it back in place. Then once it's in place, I can then fit the NOS connector into the blue hose that drops down from the throttle body as well. Okay, so there it is, it's connected now, glued it back into place. And then what we're going to do next is we are going to take the NOS connector at the other end of the two blue hoses and we're going to connect that into the main hose off of the throttle body. As you can see, I'll just keep these wires tucked to one side. I think I've got this the wrong way round. Yeah, I have, so I'm just going to disconnect the two blue wires and then reconnect this the right way round. And I managed to put it in the wrong way, but I made the mistake so you don't have to. That's the whole point of these videos. There you go. Just connect the second hose. And there we go. Now they're the right way round. And then there is just a hole on the side of this blue hose. You can see it just right there. And that NOS connector is going to fit just inside with a push fit inside that blue hose. And get my tweezers and I'm going to push it into place. There we go. In place. No risk of it falling out. I think we'll just tidy these wires up and tuck them down as well, so that they ain't in the way of anything else or impeding anything else that needs to go on the engine. There you see, all done. Now we'll move on to the next part. So the next part is this vacuum hose. So this see-through vacuum hose is going to connect just on the underside, think of the airbox by the looks of it. Yep, it's on the second pin on the airbox. We'll do this with the tweezers. I'll make it a little easier. Push this into place, there we go. Then this then goes right way around the other side of the engine, a little spot there. Okay, so the vacuum hose fits right round to a spot called 10D, which is on the back side of the engine right there where I'm pointing. It's like a little black nipple that it fits on, so the vacuum hose goes from the airbox there all the way around to the other side, so fairly easy to do because it's on top of the engine. Okay, so the next piece is to put these two little strut brackets in. So one will go this side, one will go this side in that order. Put that there, and these are going to be held in with some IM screws. Put this one in first. Line the other two up. So 3 screws on each side. There we go. That's that strut bracket in, and then I've just pulled this lead off. I'll just move these to one side so I can get this strut bracket in on this side. It's a little bit harder to do. Well, put that one in there. There we go. Put the other one in on the opposite side. Making sure these wires stay out. Put the top one in now. Just lift that. Put that top one in. There we go. So that's that in, and I think I'll just go back on there, and then the brace will go on. That sits just above the brace. Okay, so here's the metal strut. As you can see, that's what it looks like. Now it's just going to go from one side to the other. Then we're going to be holding this in with some FP screws, so they are going to go all the way through the tower there like that. And we're going to wind these in a little bit. Okay, so I've put that one in already. I just had to wind them through first. You may need to just dig a little bit of plastic out just so you can line these up. Yeah, I'll wind this one through now as well. There we go, and you'll feel it come through out through the back. Right, so that is that now. And so what's left to do is to put this one back on where it was. And there. And that is where that sits. Now I don't know if that's where that's going to stay there. I mean, that's where it said put it, so I'm presuming that is where it goes. And that is all there is now to do in that stage with the strut brace in there. It does give you these. It hasn't said what to do with these, so I'm just going to keep them to one side, see if we need them for later on in the build. I'm pretty sure this is how all this sits. And as you can see, I'm hoping that is all the leads and pipe work all done underneath the car now. Maybe like one or two left to do. And that does bring us to the end of this issue and the end of this video. As always, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help. And your collection, your rules. I'll see you next time.
This is where I wanna be. On up with you, super